When you're looking for cutting-edge food trends, party food often leads the way. And no party is complete without a sweet treat. The cupcake might have hogged the limelight for years, but Edinburgh-based artisan producer Rachel Hanratty is determined to replace it with a little piece of Parisian perfection. Macarons are a delicate French patisserie made up of a creamy, rich flavoured filling sandwiched between crisp and colourful almond meringues. Very chic and perfect for parties.
Mademoiselle Macaron started when I was living in Paris, and I saw people come out of these wonderful little shops with their fancy bags that contained little bites of heaven. Women may be skinny in Paris, but because the macaron is small, they still get their little sweet treat. And when I got back to Scotland, I was very sad that these little bites of heaven weren't widely available, so it was my duty to bring them here. I started out very small. It was really just an idea, and I started making macarons in my home kitchen in my flat, which is not massive at all. Every surface in my flat practically would be covered in trays of macarons.
And as food fashions go, macarons are now very much in vogue. From starting a macaron revolution in market stalls around Edinburgh, Rachel's just managed to secure the lease on a cafe. Macarons are hitting the high street.
You know, they replaced that fad for cupcakes that happened a couple of years ago. So it's just that next thing that excites and interests people in the food land.
Macarons are guaranteed to make a statement at any party.
They give a little bit of a wow factor. They aren't available everywhere, so when you invite your guests in and they see that they're lying there in this massive tower on a buffet table, their immediate reaction is something different, not seen them everywhere.
With lots of enticing flavours to choose from, available in pretty much any colour, it's no surprise that they go down really well at big events like weddings. But the sheer number of macarons needed to form a Technicolor display keeps Rachel more than busy.
I've got one entire tower of macarons for a wedding, but I'm missing one flavour. So I'm going to start making shells for a gin flavour macaron. So let's get whisking.
Whisking up egg whites and sugar into a thick meringue is the starting point for all macarons.
I'd say that's almost ready, and I'm just going to put the spatula in it, and if the spatula can stand up on its own, it means that the egg whites are stiff enough. Having a range of macarons in different colours is extremely important. I mean, macarons are almost like jewellery to some people, only they're not quite as expensive as a Tiffany's box. Because I'm making gin flavour macaron, I thought I'd go for a nice cucumber green.
Once your macaron is coloured, adding some finely sieved almond flour completes the basis for the shell.
I couldn't possibly tell you how many batches of macarons I had to make until I got it bang on.
This can then be piped onto a tray where it's left to form a crispy skin before being baked.
So these ones look ready to go in the oven. So I'm just going to put them in for 6 minutes.
With our colourful macarons baking, it's on with the gin flavoured filling.
Heat some cream, add some corn flour and milk. And that'll thicken really quickly. Take it off the heat and pour over some white chocolate. This is the exciting part. Add your gin. Most importantly for us at the moment, we're getting a lot of private orders for weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, school leaver parties. Everything at the moment seems to be celebrated with macarons. The answer to most of life's problems and to this flavour at the moment is more gin.
It's these intriguing fillings and colours that Rachel hopes will not just impress the wedding party she's catering for today, but maybe start a macaron revolution across Scotland and beyond.
everyone can get one. They don't have that usual thing about not wanting to be the first to take a slice of the cake. Although I think if you disturb the rainbow, you might be noticed. I've got a couple left over, so I'm going to go and let some of the visitors and guests have a sample before everyone else gets one. When people try the macarons, the reaction is not so much words, but noises.
It's ridiculously good.
Just a really nice soft filling, they just kind of melt in your mouth. Really, really nice.
So I quite like gin and tonic, so I just love the texture. They just sort of melt in your mouth, but they're sort of slightly crunchy on the outside and gooey on the inside.
Great party food, really on trend at the moment, and I just think it's something a little bit quirky, a little bit different, so really nice, yeah.
Always exciting to bring the macarons out of the kitchen and into a party, because I think I get really used to just seeing them, but when you hear people's reactions and they say all the right things, it makes it all really worthwhile for me.